So just I will put all this stuff. Okay, colleagues, I start recording. So we have a meeting today. So today is April 14th with Dr. Rozan and Dr. Faisal. Okay, from Malaysia. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, please, Dr. Faisal. Huh?
Okay.
May share.
Can you see my slide?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say thanks to Prof. J and Dr. Rozan for this effort. Just want to share a little bit with our colleague from Kazakhstan, KBTU. So actually, from our initial discussion before this, we intended to propose a program that can we want to conduct a training to the student from Kazakhstan. And basically, it is more towards technical training. So what we have, it's not moving, isn't it? The slide.
Yeah. First slide. Yeah, still first slide. Yeah.
Okay. Just would like to share, this is the type of mobility program that we conduct in UiTM actually. We have an inbound and outbound program. Basically, for this type of program, we already execute this type of program with previous institution before this. And normally, this is based on 2 weeks program or more than that, at least 2 weeks. So other than that, we can have a short program. This is for the period of from 2 weeks until 3 months, for example, or 6 months. So this is, we call it as a summer and winter program. And also, if possible, we can also have a program like a student and staff exchange and also the international matching grant. So this is the type of the mobility program that we did in our UATM currently. Okay. Okay, okay. To to further our sharing, okay, this is our network. Okay, the one that I told Prof. J before this. Actually, we have a network, a collaboration or collaborator from the State Water Supply Corporation or company. Okay, this is actually they focus on the water supply in Penang. Okay, Penang is one of the state in Malaysia. And before this, yes, I know the expectation from Prof. J. Actually, Prof. J want us to collaborate with Temasek project, isn't it? So, but I brought to you here is this is what we have here. Currently, we have a network with water state supply, water supply in Penang. And the good thing is they have an academy, okay, an academy in industry. So they provide a training to the people from water operator, water supply operator. So as you can see from here, this is Dr. Rozan and me. We already have a visit to PBA. We call it as a PBA before this. And this is the website of PBA. And okay, this is the type of courses that they have. Uh, I don't want to talk about the training that we have in UiTM. Actually, in UiTM, we also have our own lab. But this is the academy that they have in industry. So this is the things that they offer in industry to the skill operator from the water supply company. Okay, this is the news that I took from the internet actually. Okay, as you can see from here, this what they offer, as you can see from here, they provide a technical training to the Malaysian water supply industry, meaning that it is good if we have to if we can collaborate with them. Maybe we can expose to the student from Kazakhstan on how the operation take place in water management and in water supply industry. And also, if you can see the bottom there, this is the collaboration that they did with Indonesian water supply operators. So meaning that they have they provide the training to the skill operator from Indonesia. And also, okay, this is the latest news that I know from this water supply company. They are going to lay the longest pipeline in Penang. So this news is posted on 21st March this year, meaning that this is a new project for them. So that maybe after this, if we can collaborate with them, if we agree, maybe we can have a discussion, a more discussion, a detailed discussion with them in order to discuss on how we can use this platform in order to expose to the student that participate in our program. Okay, this is the thing. This is the main company that we have a network with. Okay. Okay, other than that, okay, this is another network that we have, National Water Research Institute of Malaysia. Actually, this is more towards research-based activity. Maybe we can put it as part of our program. Maybe we can use this platform in order to expose the student. Maybe we can visit the center of water resource, coastal engineering. Okay, then also the another lab that related to water management. So this is what we have in Selangor actually. Okay, this is one of the two network that we have. And other than that, this is the Department of Irrigation and Drainage. Actually, we've been collaborating with them since last semester. We have a student doing the project to operate or to develop the device in order to overcome the issue that related to this department, the irrigation and drainage. So this is, as you can see, this is the collaboration team that we finished this project last semester, involved with the student final year project. Okay, so this is the things that I want to highlight to you before we discuss further on this. Okay, this is our first attempt. Okay, before this, in I think in January 2 months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, we try to put our effort in applying for this grant. Actually, this is a matching grant. I did not contact you, Prof. J. But in this grant, actually, we propose a mobility program that involves 10 students from KBTU and 10 students from UiTM with the duration of 14 days with 3 venues involved. 3 venues is from the water network company, UiTM, and also the institute that doing the research related to water. So these are the things that we try to propose, but there is a lot of application actually, and some of the application they already have a strong relationship. I mean, in terms of they already have the MOU, they already have the MOA, and so on. So maybe we can use this as a framework so that we can put our effort to apply for another grant in future. So this is the thing that we already did to show our commitment in realizing this program. Okay, so okay. So in order, if we are serious about this thing, I think maybe in future, or maybe we can discuss on what the type of program that you want to execute or to perform in terms of how long, the period, the duration, how the number of participants, what is the outcome that maybe the Kazakhstan have their own direction, and maybe we can discuss on it in terms of timing when we want to conduct this, and also on the important thing is the cost and budgeting to realizing this type of program. So I think this is the thing that actually we need the information from KBTU in order to realize that program or in order to discuss more on this. So I think that's it from me, Prof. J. Maybe with that, I think I can give you some highlight on our background or our commitment, and so that maybe we can discuss further on how to make sure that this program can be realized. Okay, thank you.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Yeah, it was very, very helpful. Yeah. So let me share my slides also, and after that we can discuss. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Of course.
So let's just exchange. So it was excellent. Yeah, I understand your position, your ideas. I will share my ideas, what we want to develop, and we may try to find a compromise, how we can develop our cooperation, and what should we set up. So let me just change it. So this is the idea what I'm hoping to develop. So I'm hoping to develop cooperation with your organization and also include Singapore as partner, because you have a partner with Singapore. It's not easy cooperation as far as understood. So it's exactly what I want, because water resources are very complicated in Central Asia. And we want to see complexities, so what you face with Singapore and what difficulties, and so not just like everything is perfect, nice. No, we want to see difficulties, how you manage to go through difficulties. Yeah, so we have some agreements and so on. We need to learn how to negotiate and how to work on diplomacy and how to work on the technical part, everything. Because in Central Asia, sometimes people just kill each other. For example, in Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, for water, they're just getting crazy. So this is my point. That's why we want to see difficulties, what you face, and what realities, and all this financial part, everything. So we need to see transboundary cooperation, what you do. And we need also big investment companies. If you have some big investment companies like Temasek, it's a Singapore company, or maybe you have something similar in Malaysia, to have a partnership with this type of cooperation and to set up on this project, which is related to the ocean level rise problem, because ocean level is increasing now. It's on one hand, we have problems on the continent with water resources, and vice versa, because of the climate change. Sea level is increasing, yeah, ocean is increasing, yeah, a lot of islands and countries going underwater. And so this is idea. So I'm hoping to find a good compromise on all these activities. And because you are close to the ocean, I mean, Malaysia, Singapore, you know how it works. We're a little bit far from ocean, but our neighbors, Russia, is close to the ocean, to the Arctic Ocean. And that's why I'm thinking to set up cooperation with countries which are close to the ocean and already have some experience on managing some different issues. So, and I saw that your university is quite big and it has many campuses in Malaysia, so it's very good in different areas, so it's excellent. And I saw that your university has a branch in Johor Bahru. It's in this area. I saw that it's here. So it's here. Yes. So it's close to Singapore. So I'm hoping that we may set up cooperation with this campus. If you set up help us, so your main campus is here, and you have this branch here, and set up cooperation here, and to have. So it's excellent that you explained that you have. We could get some training here, what you mentioned. And also some part of training could be here. So generally it's not so far. It's found it's something like 4 hours to drive. So it's not so far generally. So I'm hoping that we may have some activities here and some activities here. So and this is main idea. And so here you see this is it's here. So it's not so far from this pipeline. And this pipeline that has great interest. I'm hoping that we can learn how to develop pipeline system, water pipeline system, because it's quite demanding engineering construction. It has a lot of automation, technologies, and engineering, so a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping just to expand and have some technicians who can learn all this water pipeline system, and all this computer science, controlling, management, a lot of stuff around it, and GIS modeling, how to design, how to plan, and all these activities. So this type of activities. And why I'm hoping that this type of stuff will be reasonable to expand. So you may see this map that ocean level is rising. So it's rising. So because United States is not is a member of Paris Club anymore, Paris Agreement, that they're not member of Kyoto Protocol. So just all this oil and gas business is expanding, and climate change will expand even more. And the rest of the world tried a couple of years ago just to work on this strategy, but looks like it will not work, and potentially it will be this extreme level, extreme climate changes. So it means climate will get worse, and so this glacier melting will expand. This Arctic Ocean will melt more. And you see this flooded zone. So you see Russia is quite big. So all these areas will be flooded. You see these big areas will be flooded. And at the same time, you see this area, we have this Caspian area, and we have Aral Lake, we have Balkhash Lake. So this area has a big problem with water resources. So it's one hand, it's very bad, but at the same time, it's very good, because you have a lot of space to collect this water and transfer this water here and deposit this water. So in this area, we can deposit big amount of water. So if we compare with this area, for example, and just to compare, for example, so Russia, it's something like Canada, you may see, and Kazakhstan, Central Asia, something like United States. So just if we compare something like apple with apple, I mean this territory and this territory, something like similar. But at the same time, the main difference, they don't have place to collect big amount of water. They have Great Lakes here. You see these Great Lakes, but Great Lakes are stable on the water level, and they are not shrinking. Simply, they don't have space here. So if they decide to get water from ocean, they do not have space to collect big amount of water, but we have. In Central Asia, we have a lot of opportunities to collect huge amount of water. So, and you see all these big cities like New York, Florida, all of them are flooded now. Los Angeles, they're going underwater. And you may check this link that everything is going underwater. And Trump, he's against all these climate changes. He doesn't understand these climate changes. But he understands this Bible, because he reads all this Bible, that all this ocean going to cover many islands and so on. So he knows this problem, and he will have to spend a lot of money on this issue. So it means he will be forced to use more money on these activities, and potentially he will join these activities related to ocean level mitigation activities. Yeah, on these flood issues and all this, you see, these zones will be flooded, and he will spend a lot of money on these issues related to ocean level rise, and he will spend. So potentially he may join this effort, and he's trying to do something with Russia, but he has difficulties now, because it's like crazy activities between Russia and Ukraine. They have big problems, yeah. And I'm hoping if we direct them in the proper way, and Trump wants to get a Nobel Prize, and we can say, okay, you will get Nobel Prize if you work on this ocean level rise issues, and many people will be happy if you stabilize this ocean level rise, and will be on the stable level. So it will be beneficial for some people, and hopefully we may change Russian attitude do not spend on crazy activities their money, on spend more on this good way and work on these activities. So you see, so here we may store this water, and we need to develop different technologies. What kind of technologies could be used? And because Russia has crazy activities now, so about $300 billion are frozen now of Russian money. And Russia cannot use this money. It's frozen. It's stock. It's in Western countries. They cannot use this money. And all the countries think that they may spend this money for bad activities, for military, for buying weapons, and so on. But if we convince Western countries that this money will be used for good project, for example, to get this water, which is work on this ocean level rise. And if we direct this water toward Central Asia, for example, to this Caspian Lake is shrinking now, like Aral Lake, and Balkhash Lake is also shrinking. So we have a lot of space here, and we have big rivers here, Volga River and Ural River, and make some pipeline system. And installing pipeline here, like similar what you have in Malaysia with Singapur, and direct some water to Volga River and to Ural River, and water will move by itself because it's upstream area. It will move by itself here, and it will fill Caspian Lake, and we may connect by pipeline systems this Aral Lake here, and Balkhash Lake is here, and we can move this water from one place to another place. So it's one source of money. And another project, we have another project with 50 billion euro from Germany. It's called Hyrasia 1 project. They're thinking to produce hydrogen by using this Caspian water, and by desalinization of this Caspian water. So it simply is looking like a very stupid project because it's quite expensive to make desalinization. It's very expensive. So it's better to use just river water. I don't understand why they need to get water from Caspian Lake. Caspian Lake is shrinking, it's dying, and they want to get even more water, produce hydrogen, and to use this hydrogen to export it to Western countries, to Germany. It's a very strange project. But anyway, they want to spend 50 billion euro, so we are hoping to convince them, don't use this water, just get this water from these rivers, from Ural River, Volga River, and we will just transfer water from this Arctic Ocean by this pipeline, and we will increase amount of water which go to Ural River and Volga River, something similar what you have with Singapore, and they will use this water, and it's not salty water, so it will be normal water. It will be cheaper to produce hydrogen from the river water instead of use this desalinization. It's quite expensive technology. So this is idea. And other companies, like we have a lot of oil and gas companies here, big corporations like Chevron, ExxonMobil, Kashagan field. We have big Kashagan, and all of them have problems now because Caspian Lake is shrinking, and so they need water also, and they have these tankers to transfer this. So a lot of money here, simply saying. What I'm trying to convince you, that a lot of money here, and we need just have to make proper promotion, explain them that if we use this type of technology, they will spend, I don't know, something, I know, 20 or 50 billion dollars or euros, but they will have a lot of water and they will be okay with their business. So this is the idea. And for this purpose, we have to show them how it works in other countries. For example, in Malaysia, Singapore, how you use this pipeline system and what you do with all these activities. And for this purpose, we have to work on marketing, promotion. It's require a lot of efforts. So some of my colleagues plan to participate on this Russian event. So it calls Nevsky International Ecological Congress. It will be in St. Petersburg in Russia. So it will be on May 22nd, 23rd. So a lot of big politicians will be on this event. And we will have to convince them. So what we need to get a letter from them so that they agree that we will work on this project. and we will convince Western countries to unfroze this $300 billion and use for this good purpose. Because Russia has a problem, they cannot communicate with Western countries. But Kazakhstan, we can, because we have a good relationship with Western countries and we have good relationship with Russia also. So we're in good position to make these negotiations. And we have good negotiations with you, for example, with Malaysia, Singapore, and we can find some good technicians from your countries, and we can get good investment companies who can work with this huge amount of money, who can manage to work. Because I checked this Temasek, for example, their budget, I think, of 300 or 400 billion dollars, so they can manage to work with huge amount of money, and we should see if some Malaysian companies could be involved in this type of investment program. And if we get this type of letter from Russia, we may involve some expert from Malaysia, from Singapore, say, okay, we can learn and we can negotiate with other organizations, how can we work on this issue. And another technology which connected to this pipeline system, this technology is called ionization. So it's used a lot in China, in Arabic, in Emirates. So just to control this clouds, and you may direct rain in a way which you want to force them to go. For example, in this area, what I'm hoping, if we install this type of technologies, for example, here, if we install this type of technology, for example, here, and we can direct these clouds to give precipitation here in this area, and we can control some clouds to make precipitations here, and maybe it will be reasonable expenses. So this is the idea. So we're trying to use this type of technology in RLC on Central Asia, but problem of this technology, if you use it, so nothing is free in this world, so you may just change movement of this cloud, but it means you will take this cloud from somebody else, from the neighboring countries. So something similar what China is doing now in Tibet, they're getting these clouds, getting precipitation on their land, and it creates problem for their neighbors. But if we try to use this technology nearby the ocean, we will not create problem for some countries, okay? So this is idea, and I'm hoping we may test this technology also. We have companies who are using this technology in our country, and we have to check if you have some experts who use this technology also in Malaysia, and we can connect them and work on this issue. So the combination of these technologies is one technology, ionization, and this pipeline system. So I'm thinking to use this two type of technologies, this one and this one, combine them. So one will work on changing of precipitation pattern, and one to have this pipeline to move this flood water and ocean water to the mainstream of the rivers, which eventually will bring this water to this lake, Caspian Lake, Aral Lake, and Balkhash Lake. So this is strategy. And these activities require a lot of efforts, a lot of explanation, training. What you mentioned is very good, capacity building. So this type of training, what you suggest is excellent. We can visit Malaysia, Singapore. People may understand how it works and how technologies works. And also we need to be involved in these activities. I hope you have some expert who works on the ocean level also. So you explained today that you have some expert who work on technicians on the continent part, on water treatment, water cleaning. All these activities are very good. But we need also expert who works on this ocean level rise, and so hopefully we have some researchers who work on these activities. We need to involve them in our partnership, and we hope to participate on this event, United Nations event in France in June, and also another event will be in United States on July, 14th July. So I'm targeted to participate myself and work on marketing. So I will be on this United Nations event. and explain them. So we are working on this sea level rise problem, and we have partners, and let's set up this type of cooperation program and so on. So it requires a lot of activities, a lot of marketing activities, promotion, publications, and a lot of activities. So it's quite big project and quite complicated. And hopefully we will have a section with you. What we mentioned that we're planning to have a conference in 2026 in KBTU. So I hope we may have these sections related to stabilization of ocean water level rise with you colleagues, and some of the experts join, and we may continue this explanation. And also our President Tokayev will host a big event, a climate change summit in Kazakhstan. And I'm hoping also to involve our President Tokayev in these activities, that we will have these sections, sea level stabilization activities. And also I'm hoping to convince our President Tokayev that we'll have branch of United States branch in Kazakhstan. So when our president retires, he will be head of this United States branch, and he will retire, and he will be big boss of this branch. And we'll have United States branch in Kazakhstan, which will work on ocean level stabilization, and will work on water deposition on continents. What I mentioned, that in Central Asia we can store huge amount of water, and all this water which just working on the sea level rise, somehow we have to compute all this stuff, by the way, model, and estimate what amount of water will be necessary to take from the oceans to stabilize this level. So for 25 years, the sea level rise for 7.5 centimeters. So it's about this level, yeah. So if we get this amount of water from the ocean, will be possible to collect all this water on the Central Asia, and will it stabilize ocean or not? So we have to investigate and study all this stuff. So this is idea, and let's see how we may work on this direction if we combine your thoughts and what I shared with you.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Okay, so I can see that's the bigger picture of what you are trying to deliver just now. So yes, in terms of our partner, actually, yes, we have a UiTM in Pasir Gudang. Okay, maybe so after this, maybe we can have a conversation with our partner from Pasir Gudang. Maybe we can ask them in terms of how they can help us in maybe to get a connection with the project there. As you just written in your slide just now, Ranhill SAJ. I think that is the water supply company from Johor. Is it?
Yeah, Johor, correct.
That's from Johor. So maybe we can ask them in order to get some information, or maybe the connection with the SAJ, and maybe from there maybe they can extend their networking to the people who involved with the Temasek project. So that is what we can do after this. So in terms of what you deliver just now, it is more towards research-based project. I think more toward research, other than the training and everything. So actually, we see that on a smaller scope in terms of training only. But I think that is more toward research-based project. So maybe it will involve a lot more participants from other field, for example, from civil engineering department and everything. So yes, we will try to discuss on that from time to time. So maybe we can update with you any progress that we have. So I think for intermediately, what we can do is to get a contact from UiTM Pasir Gudang. So maybe we then I will update to you what happened.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah.
So other than that, is there anything that maybe we can start from a smaller step? For example, maybe we can have a uh, exchange program for the student, for example. Is that possible between UiTM and KBTU?
Yeah, I think so. We can start an exchange program by ourselves. For example, myself, I can visit you. For example, I can visit Malaysia, I can visit Singapore and continue this meeting and prepare. I can try to get some couple of people with me and to have some kind of TVET program. I will go TVET myself on technical vacation. For example, we have this type of exchange program with Nebraska now, with United States. For several weeks, our KBTU researchers visit Nebraska, United States. So we may set up something similar with you because before training students, we have to train ourselves. We have to
Yes.
understand ourselves what's going
Yes,
on.
yes. Maybe we can have a visit to the different part of the water resources
Yeah.
site, for example. So we can have a training first.
Yeah. So let's. So what I suggest, do not stuck only with KBTU. We can make exchange program for professionals, for example, experts who work on water resources from Ministry of Water Resources. We can suggest them. For example, even if they don't speak English, we can get several of them and invite them. For example, in trip with me, I can get a couple of people from Ministry of Water Resources of Kazakhstan, and we can travel to Malaysia, Singapore, and if it's a reasonable expensive, some, I don't know, some $3,000, something in this range. So it's like short introduction, see what's going on. So I think we may just work on this level, I guess. Start like a professional exchange program and do not stuck only with students here. So it will be TVET for professionals here. I think professionals training would be reasonable because we have a big investment now for Ministry of Water Resources. They're receiving huge amount of money now, and they stuck with just with one direction, how to use this money, just to build dams, reservoirs, and huge activities. So we have another type of project what we are developing, which calls FloodMar, just manage aquifer recharge. This technology, how to use efficiently underground water resources and surface water. Because in Kazakhstan, we have a big potential to collect water underground also. We have a lot of mining companies, and manage aquifer recharge also could be good opportunity. So it's another question if you use manage aquifer recharge in Malaysia or not. So do you use this technology or not in Malaysia? Manage aquifer recharge. Or
What
you
kind of
work
technology? What kind of
manage
technology?
manage aquifer recharge. Manage
Aquifer
aquifer.
research.
So it's
The,
so we have.
the Roseanne, have you ever heard of that term?
So I can share you this link. So maybe you don't use this, but in our country, it's very it's huge demand. So so do you see my screen now?
Yes, yes.
So this is technology, FlatMar, and so you can change this enough us. We had this project. So manage aquifer recharge. So this technology, groundwater solution. So it's manage aquifer recharge. You see, manage aquifer recharge. So we have a lot of floods in Kazakhstan, and we had this project with Germany. There is a project, and so on one hand we have floods, and we have just one solution, just to build big dams, reservoirs, this type of activities. But would be rational to use underground water resource to collect water underground. So this is another strategy what I'm hoping to expand, because but to collect a huge amount of water, we can use surface places like big lakes, and also we can use underground aquifers, because we have a lot of mining companies, and so a lot of coal mining exploration, and we have rare metals exploration. So we have a lot of holes underground. So we can collect a lot of water underground. Well, because if we targeted to get a lot of water from the ocean, we need a lot of space. So that's why this managed aquifer recharge will be reasonable for us also. So these two type of activities, you see, this managed aquifer recharge. So it's quite popular in California. California has a lot of problems. On the one hand, they have floods, and at the same time, they have droughts, huge droughts during the summertime. And if you extract a lot of water from underground, so you deplete underground water resources. So it's better to inject a lot of water underground and collect water underground and use it during the summertime, just pumping system. And if you just store water on the surface because of this high level of evaporation, so water evaporates, it's just losing this water. So it's a better strategy to collect water underground. So this is strategy what we are hoping to develop, and to store water more underground. So combination. Do not stack on the surface water. So this is strategy what we are hoping to expand. So this is, you may check this in AFAS technologies, how to develop how to collect water more underground. Okay, so this type of two activities. So we have all these modeling activities, how to collect this water, and so this is our joint project with Germany. So this is Teresa project what we expanded, and we want to use combination. So this is activities. So because of this construction, we have this construction activities, and when we put all this in beton asphalt, water does not penetrate underground. So it's better to use underground system also. So this is activity. So we're trying to convince just to have more natural system, collect water underground and get it back. So when we have floods, when we have a lot of snow during the winter season, we have big floods, and we just use one solution, just building big dams. So instead of building big dams, we suggest to have retention pond, small pond, and inject water underground. So this is strategy, something like this, what I mentioned, to have a small facility like this and inject water underground. So it should go underground and use this water again. So this is our target, yeah, to have more this type of retention pond. Water will penetrate underground and use it again. So for example, collect rainwater, collect snow water, and force this water to go underground, pump it, push it, force it to go underground, and vice versa during the summertime, get it back. Okay, so if you have this type of technology, it will be good to connect, because we work on this direction. We have partners in Germany, we have partners in United States, and we use also this program which calls Now You're Well. So Now You're Well. So this project, we try to teach students to adapt this American program. So they teach high school students how to work on this wells and in the rural areas, how to work with underground water. Now You're Well project, yeah, this activity. So if we match and make connection to your activities, what you do with piping system, and I think it will be good way, I think, to expand.
Yes, good technology. So have you implemented there? Already been implemented in Kazakhstan?
We have not implemented. We translate all these tutorials in Kazakh and Russian languages, so it's in English. So we're targeted to set up a book related to this American expertise, these activities. And so we're translating all this English stuff in Russian and Kazakh also. And we're working on these activities also. We're working on promotion of this approach, flood mark. So as I mentioned, our Ministry of Water Resources stuck with this strategy to build big dams, reservoirs. And we're trying to convince them that this approach would be cheaper, just to train farmers and people in rural areas may collect water themselves, inject water underground, and reuse it during the summertime again. So this type of technology would be cheaper instead of building big dams, huge reservoirs. So your technology would be good to use, for example, on Arctic Ocean to put this pipeline system, bring water from this Arctic Ocean. So it will be good to use. But inside of Kazakhstan, I think we should use this type of approach. So a combination of these two technologies. Yeah.
Because in here we have a lot of rain. So one of our special in Malaysia, we have a lot of rain. So we have a river and everything. So basically the resources of water comes from the dam and everything. Yeah, from the dam, from
surface,
the river.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you use more surface water. But,
yeah, surface water.
Yeah, okay. So, but we use two sources of water: surface and underground water combination. So I think we should combination of your approach and approach of other countries who are using more underground water. So I think this combination, because we're in the center with Central Asia. So we should, I think, use technologies from different countries because we're in the middle, yeah, Central Asia, in the center.
Yeah.
We cannot just get one technology. I think we should learn from other countries and use a combination of different technologies.
Yes.
Yeah, but actually, Penang is also planning to have water from the underground. Currently, we are relying 100% water from the river, but the river it come from another state, and I think Penang is something like they have to pay to the other state for the water, and now Penang government have visited Japan also to look at the technology for taking water from the underground, and PBA itself, the Penang supply company itself, planning to invest maybe something around 1 billion for the underground water. It is in the plan now. Maybe in 2 or 3 years coming, they will implement it.
Yeah, Japan is one of the top world country in these smart technologies. So they're very strong in managed aquifer recharge. I think it's right. We can use Japanese technologies in MAR. They're very strong in managed aquifer recharge. Aquifer. So and they're very strong. They use a lot this type of technology. So I can show you. So do you see the screen?
Yeah. Clearly.
So this is Japanese technology, how they convince groundwater recharge. I think for your region it will be good to learn this. We are targeted to adopt this Japanese technology. They are best in this. Japanese, they're very efficient to use, to recycle, to reuse everything. So you see how they use, they collect water on the farmland. So you see this when they have big precipitation or rain or flood, they convince farmer to flood their farmland, and they pay farmers. They say, okay, water is coming, flood is coming, let's just turn this water on your farmland. And they compensate farmers, say, okay, don't grow anything, we will force water to go on your farmland, and this farmland actually collect this water and recharge is going underground. You see, this is actually a good approach. So I think with you we can learn all this stuff. Yeah, if your colleagues from water resources learn these activities, we can work on this stuff. Yeah, you see, the Japanese are quite interesting. They involve these farmers. So, and they developed this payment system for ecosystem service and groundwater recharge. You see, we don't have this type of mechanism, how to create incentives for farmers. We don't pay farmers to flood the land. So this type of technology used in Canada and in Japan, you see, they pay farmers, say, okay, let's just get this flood water. We will turn water on your land. It's good for farmers also. For example, I am farmer. If they pay me $50,000, they say, okay, don't do anything. We will flood your land. Go on Hawaii, relax, and so generally it's good for me because my soil will get better. Because when you have a flat water, it brings a lot of small particles, and your soil, the quality of your soil improves, gets better, because flat water brings a lot of small particles. And in Kazakhstan, what we use a lot of chemicals, pesticide, nitrate, phosphate, because we don't have this type of approach to use flat water to improve our soil, and we use a lot of chemicals, and the soil is getting very poor. It doesn't have much organics. Yeah. So that's why this type of approach is quite good for farmland, and it may have some relaxation for several years. It will get flat water, and at the same time you get compensation. You don't have to grow anything, just relax, and your soil get better. And also it's good for some areas, for example, some houses, some city or something, because water will go underground. And for example, city nearby, they will use underground water. So I think, yeah, you're right. We may learn from other countries how to use this managed aquifer recharge technology. It's good technology, yeah. And Israel, they use this managed aquifer recharge a lot, because in Israel they have a lot of problem with water. It's huge desert in Israel, and they don't have water, but they use this mar all the time. When they have it, they inject underground and use underground water, because if you store water on the surface, a lot of water just simply evaporates. In Malaysia, it's quite hot country. I guess you have a huge evaporation, and when you have this big dump reservoir, water simply evaporates a lot. But if you store underground, it will just you deposit water, stay underground without evaporation, and you can use it again. And also the good stuff, it's natural filtration, because when water penetrates, it goes through the soil and gets clean. And you just get out this surface soil. If you had toxic, dirty water, get out topsoil and get out this sand, and water penetrates, and underground it will be clean. It's cheaper technology. It moves very slowly. It takes several months to go through the soil, but it generally is cheaper instead of building like a water purification system. It's quite costly, a lot of chemicals. But this type of technology generally is cheaper. It takes longer, but it's less costly. It's cheaper. So I think we should learn from Japanese, from other guys, from Israel also. They save money a lot, because that's why this Jewish guy, Israel, they have money all the time. They know all these technologies. That's why they have money. We spent a lot of.
Okay, good technology actually. Yeah, good technology. So maybe after this, maybe we can discuss with the experts from Malaysia itself. Maybe we can collect. Maybe after this, maybe I will arrange some sort of discussion with the people who actually in this area, in this water resource and management. Maybe we can discuss further on that. So is it okay if for now we focus on the first level of our collaboration? As you said just now, maybe we can arrange for the professional training that maybe involves 10 to 15 professionals from Kazakhstan. Maybe we can arrange some sort of training visit from Penang to the Kuala Lumpur to to the Johor Bahru. Maybe we can have a visit and a professional training, as you said just now. Is it okay if at the moment we focus on that first? Then after that, maybe we can further our collaboration in terms of the exchange program, maybe on the research program and everything. So I think that will be beneficial for both of us. What do you reckon, Prof. J?
Yeah, I think if you connect, add to Singapore, find Singapore partners, it will be good. Yeah, because transboundary is a hot topic. Just one country, yes. It's not enough for us, because the biggest problem for us is transboundary issues. And if you work on the Johor part and find Johor works with Singapore, if you connect Johor with your campus with Singapore, it will be very, very helpful. It may get attraction, yeah. Because general training, we have this type of program with China, and we have to show difference, because China is very powerful, and they do a lot of activities in Central Asia, just basic training, all this stuff. And we should show something different, because your main difference that you have this pipeline system with Singapore, this is your main difference. I think we should use your strongest part and how you are different. Yeah. In this case, we can compete with others. Yeah. Otherwise, it will be hard for us to compete, because we have Israel very active in Central Asia, China very active, and they may say why we should use. We can say because they don't have this type of pipeline. They don't have Singapore, Malaysia, who work on very complicated issue, but they manage. Yeah, they're doing something. Yeah, it will be our main difference. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Razak, anything to add? Maybe we can involve with them on the higher part, maybe at a ministry level, for example, because we want to involve with 2 different countries. So maybe after this, we try to get a connection with the ministry part. If there is some budget on that, on the grant, for example, maybe we can work it out after this.
Okay, yeah. And maybe investment companies like Temasek level, if you have this type of level in Malaysia.
Okay, all right.
Because if we convince Russia to work on this big amount of money, so they need big company who can work with big amount of money. Yeah, we can work on small amount of money, but for big money, we need big corporation who can manage and who can participate on this type of United Nations meeting, conference in United States. This type of activities, yeah. And Dr. Rozan, if you get some colleagues, you mentioned about the smart managed aquifer recharge underground water resources. It could be good area for cooperation also. We can learn and expand it with Japanese also. Japanese are, by the way, very active in Central Asia also. We may combine and maybe to have joint grant application for this MAR. We can write proposal and say how Japanese managed aquifer recharge technologies could be adapted, for example, for Malaysia and for Central Asia, this type of application. And I have some drafts I can send you, and we can write, because JICA, Japanese International Cooperation Agency, may provide this type of financial support. JICA. Do you work with JICA?
Yes, we have ever heard of that.
Yeah, we can involve JICA. Yeah, they're very active on promotion Japanese technologies and cooperation. We can set up with them also. Okay, Dr. Rozan, are you here?
Yeah, sure. We will work together. I will work together with Dr. and look how we can bring all the expertise from Kazakhstan, maybe from Penang, and from Singapore as well. Yeah, inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah. Okay. Yeah, I think what we can do, we can create a Google Drive folder and upload all our files, and I will upload all this presentation and drafts what I prepared before, and you can upload your ideas and presentation also in one folder. We can expand it. Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and please share your email address and WhatsApp. Or maybe you can create a WhatsApp group also. Yeah, just to more like communication on a regular basis. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Prof. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your time.
Interesting sharing.
Thank you. Yeah, hopefully we can expand it. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Cheers. Assalamualaikum. Yeah. Bye.